Mamu ina akwaba ede benkasa TV netifo mpenifo bo bi sese asem kese besi a franka ensi so netifo nsem asem no mu kasi ekoso ewoye omanga na mu hade esewani nanso no ensese wokatwe netifo nenim se na eye Abronye disi efa so eka ne nsem fa ode nibre ne tatashipa netifo ode ka ne nsem a enya asem keto na fe so asem bi okabia no wo ho evidence na se so tumra na wa tresi tumra na wa tresi. And obviously, unfortunately, name say a Ghana memhano, a NDC Manukun, and a war policy, and no Kasane political party, a MPP Manukun, Elusuya, due to the December 7th general election, and unfortunately, no, a Chine Kukuamanukun, and I have take over. As soon as I said, I Abronye this a Casapana, whom sit in the Samna Okano, and no credit to do now, and no evidence for honor to it for social or Casana. I am not an dimpa, I telephone yasim Katua. Esam no mukase de apano we a chop papa na opa foreign institutions ni agencies no mo bo anopa na ase enkofo bi no mo maga no mu ha ma plan pass an kombe gine nkwa efinisem due to ayense some na say one or two things are oka from political party hu ana finso the sitting president hu the tefon say semedi abeye de japa a tefon yasem ketwa na yensem bi pini okoko yembo remnantie nsema ekos ohono medamu ina
establishing my Ghanaian citizenship marked Exhibit A, ground for seeking asylum. My request is based on consistent, escalating political prosecution, threat to my life, and system abuse of state security powers by the current government of Ghana. The key grounds are 1. Unlawful arrest and detention. In February 2025, shortly after the current NDC government assumed office, I became the first opposition politician to be invited, arrested, and detained by the National Investigation Bureau for over 13 hours. My arrest followed my public criticism of the government crude, unfair, and blanket dismissal of over 150,000 Ghanaians workers without due cause and a call for their immediate reinstatement. During my detention, I was threatened, intimidated, and stimulated warned that unless I cease criticism the government, I would face more severe measures in the future. 2. Ongoing threats and intimidation. Since my release, I have received persistent threats, both verbal and electronic, via WhatsApp and SMS, from individuals linked to the ruling party, including those currently holding the government positions. Recently, I publicly questioned the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Mr. Christian Tete Yohunu, on an online TV program that I host for failing to address the worsening insecurity in Ghana per the recent release Global Peace Index report, particularly the tribal conflict in the north that have resulted in death and displacement, while instead focusing on the selective arrest of opposition members for expressing personal opinion online, even when officers, members, and supporters of the ruling party has also said same or even worse. Following my public remark, I received a threatening call from an individual claiming to be an investigator and identifying himself only as Mr. ssrèak, claiming to act on instruction of the IGP. He ordered me to report to the National Police Headquarters immediately to answer questions as to why I have been insulted and disrespecting the IGP, Mr. Christian Tete Yohunu, threatened that my failure to comply would result in held forcefully, apprehended, and dealt with mercilessly, that I won't come back to life. Through my lawyers, I officially wrote to the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, to verify if any official complaint has been lodged against me and if they had invited me. The Director General of CID, through the Secretary, informed my lawyers that they had not received nor initiated any criminal investigations against me and rather directed my lawyers back to the supposed investigator, Mr. Said, who, when contacted, flatly refused to clarify and instead ominously stated, "Tell that boy that if he refused to come and we pick him up, he won't come back to life." A confidential source within the police later informed me of a secret meeting where plans has been finalized to arrest, detain, and brutalize me should I appear at police headquarters. Escalating pattern of prosecution. In recent months, there has been a disturbing trend of opposition politicians being arrested and detained beyond the constitutional mandated 48 hours without bail. This has created a climate of fear and intimidation where political opponents and of the government are deliberately targeted. Based on these realities and the direct threat to my life and liberty, I am convinced that both I and my family are in imminent and grave danger. Legal protocols relied upon in this application. This application is respectfully grounded upon the following binding international legal instruments and guidelines: 1951 Refugee Convention and 1967 Protocol recognize the applicant's well-founded fear of prosecution for the political opinion and prohibiting refoulement. Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 14, affirming the application right to seek asylum. 3. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Article 9 and 19, safeguarding liberty, protection from arbitrary detention, and freedom of expression. 4. 1969 OAU Refugee Convention, extending refugee status to persons fleeing systemic political persecution and serious disturbance of public orders. UNHCR guidelines on international protection, recognizing that persecution of opposition politicians and denial of state protection fall within the refugee protection framework. Conclusion: in light of the above and in genuine fear for my personal safety and that of my family, I respectfully seek political asylum and security protection in your country. I place my trust in your respected institution to consider my case urgently and to extend the necessary humanitarian assistance and protection under international convention governing of the right asylum seekers. Thank you for your kind attention. Sincere, Kwame Bafo Abronye. Nti abusuafo Kwame Bafo Abronye ede ne ho ejaye because be an life ekeka kono enye asem kotwa emfa emano.
To say that they gave us only about 5 days and that we needed a little more time, 1 week, to run up. We had even raised the issue that asking both parties to file their addresses simultaneously was not the best in view of the fact that there were petitioners who are alleging wrongdoing on the part of the Chief Justice, and therefore they should have the option to tell us how they have seen this thing right from the beginning.